for about a decade I've been researching health effects of non-ionising radiation, radio frequency radiation we were talking about specifically tonight.
And that's all around us, is it? Everyone is exposed to that every day?
Absolutely.
Right.
There's a natural background level which is very, very low intensity, and then there's a huge amount of what we call anthropogenic or man-made radio frequency, which is escalating very rapidly and dramatically, and set to escalate a lot more with the introduction of 5G. And the main message really of my talk tonight was to say pre-existing radio frequency technology has not been demonstrated to be safe. Quite the opposite. We have thousands of papers showing very low intensity biological disruption well below current safety standards. So the EMF call is a group of scientists.
Yeah.
So now there's a 5G appeal, which I've signed also, where experts from all over the globe are saying we need a moratorium. This is not scientifically sensible.
Is there any evidence to suggest that the main companies rolling this out, the telecoms companies, will switch off 1, 2 and 3G?
No.
As they become redundant, could they reduce those levels by switching off the lower generation?
Well, in fairness, a bit of both in answer to that. So some of the 4G LTE frequencies will be kind of adapted for use for 5G, but much of the existing technology will remain in place. So most of this is going to be additive, another layer of radiation on top of what's already there.
So you're talking, your concerns maybe, and those of other people here, may be over saturation of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5G, or the fact that 5G on its own is just too powerful?
Each one of them on its own has been shown to have health effects. So it doesn't matter how much you distill this down to its bare bones. Yeah. Each single layer has been shown to be biologically active and cause damage to cells.
And together, aggregated, that's also then a big issue?
Together, we have no data showing what that will do, but the sensible approach in biology is to look at what we have so far, and it doesn't look good. There's evidence of biological damage with each and every layer. When you put all those together, it's not going to disappear and cancel out. It's highly likely it's going to cause increased biological damage.
In terms of groups and communities and towns and cities and villages that are worried about next steps and what they could do, what do you sense from meetings like this is the thing that people can do next? Just lobbying an MP, is that enough? Or do community groups have some sort of legal recourse to be able to take action when they don't even know if telecoms companies are putting masts up?
Yeah, I think both is very important. So it's only fair to MPs to make your position clear. And those who are withholding consent to this should make that position clear to their MP and give them the evidence base. Again, in fairness to an MP, they need to understand what the argument is, and I think that's very important. And there is a massive evidence base that I can help them find, but it's readily available online from a lot of credible sources. In addition to that, many are finding that that route is failing or it's not happening fast enough, and so they're taking legal action. And I think ultimately, unfortunately, legal action may be their only way to be able to protect their non-consent.
As class action lawsuits, like as those done in America?
It doesn't necessarily have to be. I think it can be, but actually an individual can show that either they don't want to increase the risk of damage to their biology, or they might have electromagnetic hypersensitivity, which gives them symptoms right here and now. That can be demonstrated medically. So it can be an individual case, and it can be either the threat of biological harm, which is credible, or an actual bodily harm that can be demonstrated.
Are councils doing enough in your view?
I think councils are unfortunately really ignorant of the facts. It's not their fault, but they haven't been given the appropriate information by health advisory groups like Public Health England.
Yeah.
I don't think the correct situation of the science has been conveyed to them correctly. So I'm not blaming them for that inadequacy, but I think it does exist.
Is there just the fact that central government and our most recent government are so concerned with technological advancement that Theresa May wanted to see this rolled out, but they are just driving it through? So the central government are pushing it out, come what may.
Yeah, when I think about what's happening, I get a sort of mental image of, they used to do the Mac cartoons in newspapers, and I think of a whole load of people with blindfolds on running towards a cliff edge for a whole load of money that's on the other side. It's absolutely a blind run towards something. The benefits of which are somewhat obscure anyway. But there is no scientific reason behind this massive evolution. It doesn't, the risk versus benefit doesn't play out in a sensible way.